Hey folks, Roland Martin here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And listen, I get a lot of comments on the internet, and people are asking me questions all the time. One question they asked me, they said, if I just had one lure to fish, what would it be? Well, I always say a 297 green pumpkin Senko. That's my #1 lure. I've made a lot of good films, caught a lot of big bass on the Senko, caught them a lot of different ways, caught them wacky rig, regular way, swimming the worm, Carolina rig. Hey, so let's watch some of the highlights of how I catch fish on a plastic worm, particularly a Senko, and starting with, if I just had one lure to fish, what would it be? Let's start and look at that for just a second. There's a good one. Oh, look at that big one. Big bass. Yes, sir, son. I got a good one. Okay. There's some big fish in here. Some big fish. Now we're talking. Beautiful bass. I knew there's some around. Good, nice one. Okay. Sometimes there's more than one. Sometimes there's a bunch of them. Oh yeah. Oh, that's a better one. Yeah, come on, bass. Not real big. He's bigger than normal. Come on, bass. Yes, sir. Well, you know, I haven't caught any real big fish today. A bunch of medium-sized ones. But I have shown you a lot of the ABCs of fishing this Senko. The best lure that you can ever find. If you only had one lure to fish the Senko. Hey, that was pretty good. But you know, this year has been kind of trying, you know, with this big pandemic going around. I've been doing a lot of stuff like bank fishing and fishing out of canoes. In fact, I caught some really good fish just fishing off the bank. I went down to the Everglades and I went and caught a really big fish just fishing the bank with a plastic worm like this Senko. Let's watch that for a second. Big fish. Is this right? Oh yeah. Nice. Look at that big guy. That's what we're talking about. Hey, that's what we're talking about, folks. Hey, we come over here to the Everglades, and that's what you catch. That's a worm fish, son. And that's a big one. That's a big old bass. Yes, sir. That's what we're talking about. Woo! Okay, that's a good one, son. That's as good as they get. That's a good one. That's what it takes. See, what I did, I got 50-pound braid, and why you need 50-pound braid, and when you get big 8 and 10-pound bass on like this one, you need big braid. Oh, son, look at this guy. An 8-pounder. Oh, son, look at that guy. I didn't bring my scale, and look, the hook just fell out. What a big giant bass. I'd say about an 8-pound bass. Here we're in the Everglades, and this fish has never been hooked before. I'm looking at his mouth. He's just as pretty as can be. A giant bass. Okay, let's let him go, folks. He's a big one. We'll try to, I don't have my camera with me either, so I'm just gonna have to let him go. First fish of the day is a monster. Well, let me just show you what I'm doing. I got a couple different lures here, and we're going to try a couple different things. We're just deep in the Everglades, and I also hear a pump. If you hear a pump, I hear an irrigation pump where they're pumping water back and forth into this whole deal. So that is a good sign. A big giant 8-pound bass. Okay, the first thing I'm doing is I'm using a worm. And it's not a 5-inch green pumpkin Senko, it's something similar. It's a 6-inch, and it's not green pumpkin. It is actually watermelon with red flake. Okay, let me just show you what I'm doing. Now that's a little bit bigger hook. That's 50-pound braid, and that's about a 5/0 EWG hook, a bigger hook. Okay, you saw how big that fish was. That was a monster fish coming down through the head of it about almost 3/4 of an inch, and turning it, getting up on that shoulder, and then burying the hook into the worm like this. Now for a weight, I got 50-pound braid again. I'm coming down with that's not quite a quarter. It's what they call a 3/16 of an ounce weight. 3/16. Okay. Okay, let's try that again. I was gonna try my little buzzworm. I got a buzz frog here, and I'm gonna try it too in the grass. If you notice that buzz frog, I got 2 rods with me. Okay. Go right back here again. Right there on that point. What a giant fish. I got a strike. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh no, he's little. Hey, that's right where I threw that through and got the 8-pounder. I don't know what kind of deal that is. But oh yeah, it's a pretty nice bass though. It's another reason why you need heavy braid. Sometimes you can't get to the fish and you have to just pull them in like this. Okay, son. Right there. Okay, I got the fish right there. Don't. Oh. This is a 6-inch Senko. I know a guy. Gary treats me pretty good. I got a funny story to tell you about this Senko. When he first showed it to me some 22 years ago, I looked at the worm. I said, Gary, I said, it might really catch fish. It might really work good. I said, but the problem is it's too ugly. He said, what do you mean it's too ugly? I said, that's an ugly looking lure. And I said, nobody's going to buy it because it's so ugly. He said, it really works good. He says, I'll really catch a lot of them on it. He says, it's really, really fantastic. I said, yeah, it might be really good, and it does work, but it's so ugly, I don't think they're going to buy it. Well, as we speak, this is the #1 worm in the world. I'm talking about from Connecticut to California here in the United States. I'm talking about Japan. I'm talking about South Africa. I'm talking about all over the world. The Senko is the #1 soft plastic bait. Hey folks, that was pretty good worm fishing, but listen, I have a good friend, Jerry Brousseau, and we went out in a canoe in a little area, and I was using some topwater and worms for a while, and Jerry was really hitting them good on a worm. Let's watch that. Hey folks, hey YouTubers, I know you recognize this guy. This is my fishing partner, Jerry Brousseau.
Hey everybody.
Hey, we're gonna catch some fish. We're deep in the Everglades, and we got our little canoe today. And Jerry, we got a little trolling motor on there. We have of course our power pole. We have plenty of drinks. We got sunscreen, plenty of lures. We're gonna see if we can't catch a big bass.
Yeah, this is crazy. I can't tell you the last time I was in a canoe, so this is gonna be an adventure.
Nice bass, a worm bass. You know, that's the whole deal. We're mainly fishing topwater, but on occasion, when those topwater fish swirl at something, like this last bass kind of swirled at my plug, I threw that worm in there, and that worm is golden. Boy, that's the way to catch them when they miss the plug. The old Senko trick. Jerry, what you got, son?
Got one here, man. I'm not sure if I got it or it's got me.
How big is it?
You got one.
Oh, son, that's a 7 or 8 pounder. Oh, that's as good as they get. That's a 7 or 8 pounder, huh?
That's a good one, man.
You know, one of the best ways to catch big bass, particularly in the hot weather when they're deep, is on the Carolina rig. And again, you can use a Senko, rigging it up with a regular hook like I do for the Texas rig, and I can put it now on a leader. And in front of this leader, I'll have a weight, and it's called a Carolina rig. Hey, I'm going to take you now to the #1 structure lure, the Carolina rig, in a local lake. Show you some really big fish. Okay, folks, Tell you what this is all about. This is all about the best way to fish structure in any lake. Whether you're from Connecticut to California, the Carolina rig is just about the best deep water structure thing that there ever was. Let me just show you what I'm going to do here. This is my Carolina rig rod and reel. And I'll explain a little bit about the line, and I'll talk about the leaders, and I'll talk about all the complements of it. But for right now, I just dropped a marker. And I was looking at my depth finder, and if you notice on the depth finder, well, it's not on the screen anymore, it came up out of 20 feet of water, came right up to about 8 or 9 or 10 feet of water, and dropped back off again. So we're at the very outside edge of this bar. Oh, I got a strike, I got a strike. I got a strike, I got one, I got one, I got one. Yes, sir, I got one. If he doesn't get in that marker, I think it's just past the marker. Where'd he go? There he goes, a good one. He just passed the marker. If he doesn't get wrapped in the marker, he's a good one. Nice bass. Son, hey, that was cool. We saw it on the depth finder, saw a nice little drop off here, made a long cast of the Carolina rig, got a pretty good fish on. Not bad. That's a good one. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, there we go. And that was on the 297 green pumpkin. Okay. Well, it's not real big. Not a bad bass. No bass are bad bass. All bass are good bass. Some are just bigger than others that make them even better. Okay, again, I don't think that has ever been hooked before. Just a couple pounds. But I'm going to go ahead and put the 297 back on. Okay, so right past that marker again. He hit right out there. See what happens. Come on, see if there's a school here. That's the deal. You don't always find schools of fish, but that's the goal. Where the goal is maybe there's a school of fish here. Oh, it's right. There's a strike. There's a strike. I can't tell. I can't tell. Oh, yeah, it's a pretty good one. Good one, big one, big one. Big bass. Big bass. Whoo, son. On a Carolina rig, son. That's what we're talking about. Oh, son. That's a big old bass. Now we're talking. Woo! Big old bass. Look at this guy. Now we're talking. Huh? Woo! Yes, sir. Big old giant bass. Come back here and land this thing. Big old fish. Folks, I tell you what, you come down to Florida, or any lake for that matter, and fish these Carolina rigs the right way, and you're gonna catch monster bass like this. That's the kind of fish you catch. Big 5, 6, 7, 8 pound bass. Whoa! That's what it's all about. On my favorite worm. My favorite worm. So folks, you can see if you just had one lure to bass fish with, you can't hardly go wrong with a plastic worm, particularly a Senko. Using a wacky style, using a Carolina rig style, using a regular swimming it, or just as a regular casting worm. It's the most versatile worm and versatile lure ever. So folks, I enjoy bringing you this video, and I enjoy you watching. Hey, hit that like button. That's really important to me. And so we'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching.